my God, 8 pounds, 6 pounds, and the trimming. You just say, hey, I'm putting brisket on the pit boss.
Watch your fingers.
You know, that's all you say.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to Empty Nesters. We got ourselves 2 big ass briskets that he's going to marinate and put on pit balls. There.
Hey everyone, welcome to the nest. Tomorrow we're going to do some brisket on the pellet smoker on the Pit Boss, and we've got a 6-pounder and an 8-pounder here that I'm seasoning up now. I just trimmed off some of the fat on this one. On the top side I'm going to leave a 1/4 inch of fat on there. And I just wanted to point out one very important thing about brisket if you're doing it for the first time. You could see, if my beautiful camera woman will get real close into the meat, you could see how the grain runs this way. With brisket, you never want to cut with the grain because you're just going to get a tough piece of meat. What you want to do is cut against the grain. So what I'm going to do, just so you know, once you cook it, it's hard to tell, is I'm going to cut a trim so I know when I pull this off, as you can see that I did here as well, when I pull this off the grill, I know that I'm going to be able to cut, I know the mark that I'm going to cut this way. So I trimmed a little bit of the fat off of here, just take a little bit of the silver skin on, and then this is the flat part of the brisket, and there's about a 1/4 inch of fat on here, and I'm just gonna leave this alone. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put the seasoning rub on, and we're gonna let that sit overnight, and then we're gonna probably cook this thing anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. I'm gonna check out how it goes tomorrow, and you get an idea while we're cooking, and I'll give some more instruction as we're doing that. So you want to get this rub in there real good, because brisket can be a very unforgiving meat. You want to get this side real good as well with the rub. This bone sucking sauce is a nice rub for most meats, and then I'm going to finish it off with the actual wet barbecue sauce tomorrow. So we will be back tomorrow. We'll get these things on the grill and we're gonna put out some good brisket. Thanks for all the support, guys.
Bye.
So we've had these beautiful briskets marinating overnight, and they look fantastic with that rub getting in there real good. So just got them out to bring them to room temperature. We're gonna put them on the Pit Boss at 250. So we got the Pit Boss preheating right now. And then we're going to get those briskets on there, and we're going to let them go probably about 6-7 hours. And I'll be doing the probes in them, the meat thermometers, until they get to about 200. We're going to put them on non-wrapped, and then we're going to foil them up about halfway through the cooking. So in probably about 3 hours, depending on what the temperature is. May want to get it around 165. Then we're going to foil them up, put some bacon on them, and go from there. And the journey begins. Like I said, about 3.5 hours. We're gonna let it go untented, and then we're gonna wrap those babies up for the balance of the cooking. Alright guys, it is time for the 1 hour check. And man, they look really good. Beautiful. So you can see it's starting to get the bark on top, and what we're going to do is we're going to get some beef broth and we're going to spray it. We are almost at halfway point. I threw some nice thick cut bacon just to keep these babies nice and moist. So when we reach 165 degrees, I'm gonna take this baby and we're gonna put it in foil. I was gonna use some butcher paper, but I think I'm gonna go with foil. But they're looking delicious. Time to foil these, at least this baby up. This one's at about 165, 170. We're gonna foil it up. We're gonna pour a little beef broth in there and double wrap it for the remaining of the cook by about another 3 hours. This guy here is at about 143, so we're gonna let that one go a little bit more until it gets to 165, and then we'll wrap her up. Looking good with some nice thick cut bacon. Alright, second brisket is at 165, so we're gonna double triple wrap this baby in foil. We're gonna get her up to about 200 degrees. Also guys, I took the beef broth and I didn't pour it on top, but I just made a little bath underneath there. That's all you have to do. Alright guys, our briskets are, at least one is around 200 right now, a little over 200. So we're gonna pull this big guy off, and I'm gonna wrap it in a moist dish towel. Okay, moist dish towel. And I'm gonna put it inside this cooler, and I'm gonna let it sit there, both of them. I'm gonna take the other one off for like 2.5 hours, and that'll be until it's time to eat, and it'll be fantastic. Alright, one brisket almost wrapped, but I'm going to put the other brisket on top of that, so that'll cover it up. We'll see you later. Now it's time to get the corn on the gas grill. Let's make that happen. Oh, that's right, we got to get the libation started as well. Cheers. Alright guys, we've got the brisket off, and it is looking delicious. So we're going to start slicing that guy, and then we have some corn and a lot of butter, which is good. And then we've got our pickled onions, coleslaw, and sweet Hawaiian buns. So we're going to rock and roll this thing very shortly. Alright guys, so we're cutting into this brisket. Look at that beautiful smoke ring. So as we get a larger piece here, you want to cut like the width of a number 2 pencil. Wow, that is just so juicy. Beautiful. And then what you want to do is to test this out, you want it to just flop over like that. So that's beautiful. And then you should be able to just pull it apart. And there you go. I left a little bit more fat on here than usual, but that's okay. People can cut that off.
Some bacon on here too.
Now everybody is starting to build. Lou's got a little bit going on there. Maddie's building some corn. We got some aw shucks seasoning. Elizabeth, how's the sandwich looking? Why are you guys all laughing at me? My YouTube followers would not like the way you guys make fun of me when I'm making my videos. That looks really good, isn't it?
Yep. Can I have it? Thank you. Can we eat?
Yours?
Are we allowed
How's
to
yours,
eat now?
Grace?
Good, I added some potato chips
All right, nice.
and barbecue sauce.
No, Maddie, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Can you put yours down?
No.
Put it down on the table here for me. Right here.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
It's really not.
Look at my corn, it looks like shit.
All right, guys, look at this, how beautiful this looks. We got some corn here, and we've got some nice, oh, Maddie, that looks like a nice brisket sandwich there. Beautiful.